Yes, 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 yes. This is Nicholas Tanek, and we are in for a treat tonight. We are in the midst of femdom royalty. I don't say that lightly. I do not say this lightly at all. We're going to talk about closed female, naked male, nude male parties. We're going to talk about female superiority. We're going to talk about vanilla corruption. And of course, we're going to talk about sissies. This is your Kinky Friends. But everything we talk about is between consenting adults. We're consenting adults. You know, this is a lifestyle. It's a culture. Please, please, please don't judge. We're good people. We are. We're good people. Don't judge. It's very unbecoming. Be cool. Be kind. Keep an open mind. This is your Kinky Friends. This is so cool. This is so when I booked the show, right? When I booked the show, my DMs were filled up. People from all over, like, oh my God, you're gonna interview Mistress Tess. Shout out to Mistress Sophie. That was one of them. She was like, this is amazing. This is great. This is great. You're gonna love her. Mistress Tess. Oh my God. Thank you so much for being here. Before we begin, please go to yourkinkyfriends.com. We're at Spotify, YKF Your Kinky Friends on Spotify. Get 15% off all inventory at lockedandlust.com. And check me out on Instagram. We need money, so please, every show could be the last. Honestly, I mean, seriously, please send us money for support. We need mics. We're gonna need a new camera. We're definitely gonna need a new mic and a whole bunch of things, please. So let's just get right into it. Mistress Tess, straight from the UK. Oh my God, I'm intimidated. So let's just start it off. Let's just kick it off, right? Just go into it. What's inspiring you these days?
Oh, what's inspiring me these days? Doing something unique.
Yes.
Different. Something that somebody else isn't doing, particularly in the UK. I mean, we do have a big kink scene, but it's been quite some time since we had like a fetish weekender, so I'm now involved in co-organizing that. I like to do the things that not everybody's doing, so something a little bit unusual. So I'm being very inspired to create new opportunities for events or curated experiences. That sort of thing is kind of what's inspiring me at the moment.
I love pitching ideas about events and different themes and everything like that. So what kind of new, unique things are you thinking about?
Okay, so I already run an event called Vanilla Corruption.
Mm-hmm.
Vanilla Corruption I've been running now for 9 years. It was born from a bachelorette party. I was there. I'd only been a dom for about 18 months, and somebody asked me what I did for work, and I was like, I'm a dominatrix. And I think the bride got pretty annoyed at me because the focus of the weekend shifted from her to me. So the Vanilla Corruption sort of ethos is I invite vanilla women. They come along and they watch me do stuff to other subs. And sometimes we get such a variety of subs attend. There's only one rule. There is no male ejaculation allowed. So it's more about the kink and the pure BDSM side of it, and also being quite light-hearted. It's not like strict protocol. It's the women getting to be exposed to kink and being, like you said at the beginning, don't judge. It's trying to really open people's eyes to we're all just people. There's doctors, there's surgeons, there's politicians, there's all sorts of people that do this, and it doesn't need to be scary and underground. It can be fun, and it can be something you can do as part of your extra bedroom activities. And so I really like that I am the only one who hosts that event. In fact, I've had so many women across the world, in Europe, even in America, ask me for advice on how to run a similar event because they like the whole premise that it is vanilla women coming along.
We should have one at them. Can I pitch that? Can I pitch that to Mischief Manor? And we could even we could record you like signing off, say like I
endorse this vanilla corruption.
I endorse it. Yeah. See, you're an inspiration. You're a muse.
Yes, and I also do like that as well. I mean, I do I have quite often had at these events, because now I think I've done 16 in the last 9 years. I've had
16.
16, yeah, because I went from doing like one a year to then doing one at Christmas as well, and now I do one in spring. So it's really grown to the point where, as well, at the beginning, I used to have just one, um, like less women. I used to really find it really difficult to gather at the
Mhm.
vanilla women because they were so worried. But then they tell their friends, and they tell their friends, and they tell their friends, and before I knew it, I'm surrounded by women I don't know, and it's become such a big community. I've got like a WhatsApp chat for it, and there's loads of women in there. So when I set up an event, they say, oh, okay, I can make this date and I can make this date. But I've had a lot of new baby doms come along to this event just to come and like learn new skills or feel more a part of a community, because it can be quite isolating when you're starting as a pro dom. And I welcome them to come along to meet me, to feel part of a nice light-hearted environment. So I do like inspiring other doms, and I do make sure that that is a very big part of this now.
And I imagine it's a great way for DOMs to get new subs, or new DOMs to get
Yes,
brand new subs.
100%. I just had Goddess Luna. I'm going to give her a little shout out. She's a 25-year-old Dom. She's been doing it for about 3 years in England now. She just texted me the other day saying she picked up one of the subs for my event for regular sessions now. So I was like, I'm very glad to hear that. I really want to make sure that I'm not like one of these Doms that's. I very much believe if you're authentic and you just present what you have to offer, you'll attract what is meant for you. And
Definitely.
trying to keep hold of subs because they're paying you money is never going to work. They'll always go where they're going to go and where they feel is right for them. So I very much support. Please get the money, find the men, have the subs. I like that.
Oh, it's beautiful. I love what you do. Absolutely love what you do. Let's move on with the interview. Okay, let's just go to the questions. You are described as having an exquisite aesthetic and a transformative approach. Right. That's a great way to put it, because a lot of DOMs are like, no, just sessions. They're a lot of just about, some can just be about business. The ones that we interview on the show have hearts in it, like you. But in your own words, what actually happens in a session when you make that submissive say they've been permanently changed?
Okay, I think to start for me, what's important to know is, and I don't judge the women that do this as their pure profession, is I do operate this as a lifestyle. I'm in an FLO, I'm in a female-led relationship myself. So I do practice the lifestyle, which means it's very much embedded in me as an everyday life, not just a 9 to 5, if you will.
Mm.
And I think the approach I have is I'm quite welcoming, I'm quite comforting. I do give off a bit of, it's so funny, I give off a bit of an intimidating look. I've had men message me after seeing me at a fetish club and be like,
Well,
I
you are a
saw you.
dominatrix.
I know. They
Logic.
see me and they're like, I saw you, but I didn't. You look so intimidating. I didn't want to come up and speak to you, but I do admit I find that arousing.
Yeah.
But I also like the idea that but they get to know me, and I give them quite a welcoming and comforting approach. So I think that allows them to explore their fetishes deeper than they ever thought that they could go with it. So I think people come with me with the idea that they want to try X, Y, and Z, but before they know it, when they build a connection with me because of the approach that I have, I mean, I'm also a mother, so I guess I sometimes have a bit of a motherly vibe like that.
Mhm.
That they go deeper and they really do push themselves, and that becomes a bit of a permanent change in them. You know what I mean? So but I think I give them the opportunity to be who they truly are and explore that in a deeper way.
Mm. So, I asked this before, but no, I'm sorry. I asked everybody this, but I kind of missed asking you this. Some dominatrixes are, I like to call Jacqueline of all trades. You know what I mean? They can do anything. They do everything well, but they're spread out. While some are very specific, very focused on certain things, like mommy doms. Some
Hmm.
are medical play, specific,
Hmm.
and some are just brutal pain, right?
Hmm.
So, what would you say your specialties are?
So I'm definitely going to do some rebranding for the new year.
All right.
And I really want to fall into more slave training or submissive training and a bit more high protocol, because I do run an event called Gynarchy Governance, which was inspired by Michelle Lacey, who is based in Delray up in Florida. She has an event called Order of Indomitus, and that's where I born Gynarchy Governance from. And it's basically a 3-day event, a high protocol. We have the guys stripped of their personality. They're given a number, they're given a collar, and they're naked at all times. And I really like that whole watching them change from the man that they come in as to become just an object for the women's pleasure. The event kind of runs like they wake up in the morning and we give them like a hose down in the garden, and then they go about preparing the lunch, and they do service orientated play in the day. And if they're all been very good, then we finish the evening with a play party, and we do games, and they sleep in cages. And I love that whole immersive, very like watching them fall deeper and deeper into the slave of the event. So I do want to be a bit of rebranding for the new year towards that, in line with the event that I've been running now for 5 years. But I guess I was just speaking to a guy in Cam earlier before we started streaming here, and he's like, I've been wanting to approach you for a really long time, but I'm so scared you're very extreme. And I'm like, I am a sadist. I'm not gonna lie. I find giving pain very arousing, but I do also love some sensuality about play.
Sure,
And
sure.
I do sissification, and I do orgasm control and bondage. But I think because the extreme stuff stands out so much and I do really enjoy it, I do have a bit of a reputation for that.
That's funny that that you said that, because we have on the next question. Let's go to the next question. And you are one of you are a UK dom who's genuinely feared and revered, right? So, at what point in your career did you realize this, and that you weren't just doing BDSM anymore? You're really rewriting people's identities. You're changing people's lives.
I think it is definitely communication, because I do collar subs. At the very beginning, I started collaring subs as if it was like collecting Pokemon cards. I didn't really have an understanding myself of what it meant. And I think as time went by, I've become so deeply connected with this, because I've always been a bit kinky, but never really had it as a lifestyle. Once I started adopting it as a lifestyle, collaring, even if I met them in the professional sense, meant for me something very deep. Like, it meant, I like you, I really want to spend time with you outside of sessions, and that you mean something to me, and you mean something more to me than just a client, and I really want to connect with you in a different way. And I guess I never really offered it anymore. I waited until it was mentioned by subs. And don't get me wrong, you'll get a sub mention it after about a month, and you think, this guy's going to be gone in 6 months. And lo and behold, every single time I've been right. But if I've had a guy, and it's usually 2 or 3 years in, and they start to mention about wanting to be connected to me that way, I guess I would say that I'm rewriting their identity that way, because they came as a client. I've mentioned nothing about the collaring, and they felt that connected to me, and that they wanted to adopt it more than just a play session, more than just turning up and leaving after a couple of hours or whatever period of time they book. And they want the collar, and they want to be connected to me, and they are identifying as me as part of their life and not just their sexuality.
Can I just say, looking at that picture, oh my God, do I wish I was there. I've interviewed all these people.
I know.
Not all of them.
That year was a very good year. We had Michelle Lacey, we had Azada Sin,
Michelle
Donna
Lacey's amazing.
Helena.
Miss Kim Rubb.
Yes, Miss Kim is a very close friend of mine.
I love Miss Kim Rubb. Oh my
I
God.
love her. She is a wealth of creativity, that woman.
She's so cool. She's so
Honestly,
cool.
she would turn up at this event with like a kit bag of, it's like she's got like these rubber balls that dogs play with, and like tiny little pins connected. Like, she had a guy sitting on pin tack, like tacks, like the little pins. She had a guy sitting on these pins polishing her silver tea set, whilst he got like a squeezy dog toy, like she was like rubbing a squeezy dog toy up his back. It was just, she's so creative.
Nice. All right, let's get into it. CFNM and the matriarchal philosophy. All right, you are arguably the most visible when it's an uncompromising advocate for CFNM, which is clothed female, naked male.
Yes.
What is it? What is it about clothed female, naked male dynamic that you love so much?
I think it adds vulnerability to a situation, because clothes are so I didn't realize this, for example, schools, particularly in the UK, I'm sure it's the same in America, are they ask children to all dress the same. And I'm continuously, I have a teenage daughter, she's continuously getting told off for having too many earrings in or rolling up her skirt and her socks. And I think I never punish her for it. I think I hate that they're trying to like ram the individuality out of children in schools. So I never punish her. So I said it doesn't stop her learning. So why would we do that to children? But what it does do is if there's a rich kid in school or there's a poor kid in school and the rich kid wants to turn up in Gucci shoes and the rich poor kid has cheap sneakers, what it does do is it adds some uniformity to the
Yeah.
situation. So I feel like if you strip away the clothes from a man, it's they're wearing the cheap shoes and I'm wearing the Gucci. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like
Yes, totally.
I'm above them. They are naked. They are vulnerable. It's a total surrender situation. You are in front of me exposing everything that that normally every day everybody wouldn't see, and I'm getting to see it, and it makes you vulnerable.
Oh, is that, yeah. Without a doubt. But so many DOMs do CFNM, and they do it for a scene. They'll have parties or anything like that. Do you live it as a philosophy?
So yes. So obviously I do have
Explain
children. I
this.
do have children. So I can't have my partner walking around naked all the time. But there are times that we have it private. And if I'm in my dungeon, even if we're there for, because I quite often go down to the dungeon just to spend time there. I've got a champagne fridge and a TV and a crap ton of kinky toys. So we quite often just go down there and chill actually. And I do very much operate it as a part of a ritual of our, because we have children, I have to have subtleties around the home. So he has to kiss my feet in the morning and at night when we go to bed and when we wake up. I wear his chastity lot. He's in permanent chastity. But when we're in situations where I'm child free, it is definitely a philosophy for me for the man to be naked. I have a lot of service subs come and visit me just to clean, whether that's the dungeon or the home. And they are always, unless they're a sissy, naked. 100%.
Now, as someone who's in chastity right now and wearing garter belt stockings and a corset underneath all of this right now, right? Thank you. I know, like someone who has that fetish, I'm all for the submissive aspect, but I have a love of fabric and I have a love of silk and that, the sensuality of it and the feel, feel of it. Do the sissies who dress up in the clothes and the naked men, is there a difference in vibe? Do they ever clash? Do they get along better? What's the dynamic like between them?
Oh, I guess that what you mean, like if I have them together at events.
Or anywhere? Or in general? Do you treat them differently?
I don't treat them differently, no. Because I'm not really sure where I'm kind of been thinking is a question I've kind of been posing to myself for a little while now is, do I find feminization humiliating? Because I'm a female, so why would I then dress a male and find that make them feel humiliated? But I guess on the flip side of it, I feel like that's up to them to decide. Like if they find it humiliating to wear female clothes, then I will humiliate them. If
There's
they
a
find
way
it
to
empowering, then I will empower them or insist in empowering them in a session. So I
we
don't
use
think
it as a romantic tool. We
yeah.
use it as an ownership, as a power shift, because it's literally just a fetish for the silk and the clothing.
Yeah.
If I'm putting a dress up, like I don't act feminine, and we don't do any kind of
It's a
humiliation or
sensory
degradation.
experience for you.
Yes, it's a sensual. It's more of a control. It's like I
Yeah.
control your cock, I control, and when I let you out, you're a primal sissy.
Yeah, I control your clothes, I control your penis. Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
You said nudity is vulnerability, clothing is power.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. Let's talk about the psychological depth and refined sadism. Refined sadism, Mistress Tess. That's a descriptive term. Wow, I like that. I'm gonna use that. That's good. I like that. So your sadism is reportedly described as refined and also elegant, an elegant sadist. You're also known. You're known for long immersive sessions.
Yes.
6 to 24 hours, even multi-day.
Yes.
All right. So what happens psychologically to a submissive after an 8 or 10 hours when he realizes like there's no escape and like, please tell us about it.
I kind of feel like I like the term man goo They turn into like gloopy man goo.
That's great. Would that be hyphenated?
Or a man puddle? I quite like those sort of terms.
Turn you into a man puddle.
Yeah, I feel like immersive or longer sessions, and I'm leaning into having it. I mean, I never used to have a session minimum. I now have a minimum 90 minutes. I know that's still quite short, but I think that's where it started to stretch out, where men are starting to realize that with an extended experience, I'm able to slow things down a little bit more, really get inside, be a bit deeper about things. And I think when you have that time to slow things down and it not be so manic and it not be so chaotic, that they can really slip into a mindset that's a different plane. Like subspaces are definitely a lot easier to achieve when I can spend time, particularly if there's like a handful of different interests that they've got. I mean, if some guy comes to me, he just wants to get fucked in the ass or he wants to be ball busted, then shorter sessions are great, but I feel like the longer sessions really give me time to get inside of their brain and make it more immersive.
Now when you do this, all right, so they're there for 8 hours, either serving naked, probably, right, encaged, bound, or whatever you're doing to them, and you're still looking amazing. They're a man puddle.
Yes.
And you're looking absolutely gorgeous. I've seen pictures. I mean, it's so let me ask you this. Is there an art to still looking immaculate while he's a wreck?
Oh, is there an art? I'm just born that way.
All right, no, that's a great question. All right, yeah, I mean, great answer. Awesome. All right, so let's move it on then. Identity as evolution is a phrase that comes up when people describe sessions with you. Identity evolution. I get that. I can connect with that because my book, The Coolest Way to Kill Yourself, is about becoming. It's about becoming Nicholas Tanek, really, and becoming yourself. Becoming, and changing, transforming. I used to be very afraid of kink. I used to be extremely afraid of kink, and once I became who I was, that fear turned into pleasure.
Yeah,
it's wild.
Once you accepted yourself.
So can you give an example of a submissive who came to you with one sense of self and left with something completely different?
One sense of self and left with something completely different. I guess I've got one of my collared slaves is he's been doing kink sessions for 30 years. We met 8 years ago. He's what I would used to call a submissive butterfly. He would flutter around seeing different DOMs, maybe switch every year, go and see different people, didn't really make a connection with one particular one. And his wife knows he's into chastity, but doesn't know he sees professional dominatrixes. So, but he is desperate for her to be female-led, like to have a female-led relationship with her. So I have guided him and taught him discreet ways at which he can not push into his relationship, that's the wrong term, but slide into his relationship where he has exactly what I have with my partner, but there's no label for it. And he is so grateful for the fact that I've been able to guide him and teach him and show him ways that, for example, like doing things around the house without needing instruction or offering massages and basically, and also weight loss. He lost, like recently lost about, I don't know what you guys call stone here, but I'm going to say about nearly 100 pounds in weight. Wow. So putting him on a fitness journey, making his aesthetic different. And that is also, they used to have sex once a year on their anniversary on holiday. They're now having a lot more sex. She's even picked up a riding crop. I think the way that I've just basically made him feel a bit more empowered and better about himself has bettered their relationship.
So I love hearing stories like this.
Yeah, I think it's he continually shows me gratitude for what I've done for him in his relationship, and she doesn't even know. So I like that because it's not like I'm wanting men to not be happy outside of seeing me, even if they're collared by me. I want them to have happy relationships, and I'm glad that I'm helping bring female-led relationships to other people, whether it's their fitness and how to treat, which makes them more attractive to their wife and stuff like that. So I guess
the influence of dominatrixes, my friends, the people, the ones I know, and the people from this show. I'm a better man because of you. Seriously, I am better. I'm healthier. I'm much more conscious. I have clarity of purpose now, right? I have respect and I'm humble.
I think even for myself, becoming a
Fit.
dom, like a pro
Mhm.
dom and then a lifestyle dom, it's really taught me about myself and my boundaries and what
Mhm.
how to be authentic and present how I want to present myself. Obviously, as we get older, I think a lot of us have a bit more of that realization anyway. But I definitely attribute this job to a lot of learning myself.
Okay, it's amazing. All right, you have you got so much stuff going on. You have websites, you have clip stores. Only to here, I'll bring some up. I'll bring the tech stuff. Website, clip stores, only tests, loyal slaves, tributes, etc. What do most pro doms get wrong about the business side that you feel you've mastered?
I think self-care, 100%. And I've been subject to it myself. Burnout is a very real thing. And I feel like also overcompensating at the beginning. So at the beginning, I just picked 6 fetishes, 6 things that I felt comfortable doing that I'd been trained to do, started there, and then grew that as I went along over time. So I think overcompensating, doing too much too quickly, um, doing things for the money rather than for genuinely being interested in it. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not doing things for money because I am. But for example, I've had guys ask me to shit in their mouths for £2,000, and I'm like, no, absolutely not. It's not something I want to do. So I feel like if you start to do things that are for money and not for that you feel comfortable, your mental health starts to suffer.
Mhm.
So definitely overcompensating, doing things just for the money, and also burnout, just making sure you make time for yourself, even if that is just sitting. It doesn't need to, or just going to the gym, or just doing something for yourself. I think that's definitely a few
I like
things
to
that I did
do
wrong.
this. I like to use the disciplinary aspects of femdom, um, to use discipline in everyday life. You know, I want to serve well, right? I want to serve well. So that means I have to be healthy. I have to be
Yeah.
conscious. I have to be, you know what I mean? So if I'm going to fuck well, if I'm going to serve well, if I'm going to clean the floor, massage feet, my hands have to work. You know what I mean? Like everything,
Yeah.
you know, so, and
You can't pour from an empty cup.
exactly, exactly. All right. You have slaves who have served you for years,
Yes.
years. Oh my God.
Yes.
And
I've got,
everything,
I think I've
like
got,
you throw
go on.
parties with people. It's amazing. Everything, it
People
is
would say
intimidating.
there must be 2 of me.
So let me ask you this. How does a submissive earn the privilege of long-term service?
So when I referred back earlier to about the collaring process, there definitely has to be regular sessions to start off with. I don't ever want somebody coming to me, because whilst this is my lifestyle, it's still my income. I am the daddy in the house. I'm the primary earner. I have parents that I help support, and I have children. So I there definitely has to be a financial commitment to start, because money is power. And if you can show me that you are interested in supporting me in terms of my lifestyle, like my income, my being able to just exist, then that definitely is where it starts. But I also have to like them. Like if they're going to be around for a really long time, I have to like them. And I've now got to the stage in my career, if I do meet a sub that even if he's paying for a session and I do not feel that, not connection, because it's very hard to do that straight away. But if I don't feel a very nice vibe from them, I'm very privileged to be able to say I don't need to see them again. I don't have to
Yeah.
grab every session I get.
Oh, that's
So
a
I,
great
I would
question.
say I have to like them. They have to be financially contributing towards me, and they also have to be, um, you know, not treating me like I'm a fetish dispenser at all
Mhm.
times. Like I have a lot of guys. I've got 4 in my stable. Those 4 speak to me every day on a regular basis. There's a good morning mistress. Like they have to be invested in the fact that I'm also a person behind the dominatrix. So I don't ever want to feel like they think I'm just this. I wear onesies, I sit around with no makeup on. I have fluffy slippers. I'm not sitting around in a latex catsuit 24 hours a day. So there definitely has to be an attribute that they've not got this fantasy of me that I'm a person behind it. Because if you're coming to do a service at my house, you're not going to arrive and I'm going to be a full face of makeup and in a catsuit. I'm
Mhm.
probably going to be in my Stitch onesie with no makeup on. I might even have, a face pack on or some crap like that. And I don't want them ever to feel like, oh my God, what the hell? Then walk in and think they need to treat me like a person. I'm still in charge, but I'm not the glossy, shiny dominatrix at all times.
Of course not. But I mean, wow, are you beautiful? I just gotta say. So, all right, you shot with some of the biggest names in UK Femdom.
I have.
Yeah. In your opinion, who, in your opinion, is the most underrated female dominant in the UK right now?
I'd have to say Miss Buffy Brown. She has been around for such a long time. She runs an event called Bitches Unleashed in Manchester. She is so proficient in adult baby, in impact play, but not a lot of people know her outside of Manchester. She's just relocated south, and I feel like she just doesn't get the gravitas that for a woman who's been around for 20 years that she should have. She is so skilled. Honestly, her aesthetic. I mean,
Buffy Bunny, was it?
no, she's called Buffy Brown. So
Oh,
she
Buffy
runs
Brown, sorry.
an event called Bitches Unleashed.
Let's have her on my show.
Yeah, she's
That'd be
honestly
like,
so underrated.
yeah, I'm not really familiar with her. That's
Yeah,
how underrated she is. And I
exactly.
of all these
And
people,
she's been
what?
around 20
Why is she on my
years.
show?
She runs
Oh
a
my god.
Femdom event. She's been around 20 years. She's super good at impact play and adult baby. There are like her big, I mean, she's good at everything, bondage and stuff. She doesn't do so much of the sensual stuff. She's more
Yeah.
of a strict disciplinarian, like the mummy vibe. But
Mhm.
she's so skilled. And I really feel like she just doesn't get the gravitas that she should have.
Well, let's talk about fear.
Love fear.
Let's talk about fear. You have a reputation for genuinely scaring even hardcore masochists, right? Um, reach back into your experience. What is the most afraid you've ever made a grown man in a session?
Ooh, that's a good question. Most afraid. Okay, so once I did a mock hanging scene. So I researched, and it's not easy to research how to tie a noose online because obviously they don't want people to they don't want people hanging themselves, which is very good. But I did a mock the edge play. I did a mock hanging. So I had this guy. I had a noose around his neck. He was on a step stool. I had safety scissors around. Of course, he didn't know that, but I tied him to this stool to a like a fixture point on the floor. So he had the rope around his neck. His hands were tied behind his back, and I would every now and again flick him with the cane so he would jump forward and arch his back. And every time he did that, the stool kind of slipped a teeny little bit. And I think just to turn around and look at the fear in his eyes. I think every time I went to look around at him, every time he I think he didn't want to move every time I tapped him with the cane, because if he moved too dramatically, it would have. I mean, I tied it so it was like this bungee cord kind of rope anyway. So even if he'd slipped, I mean, the step stool was only this high, and had a safety scissors on the floor right behind him. So, but he was genuinely scared, and I was like, oh, this is so good.
That's so good. I'm so glad that you know that you mentioned the safety scissors, because even last
Yes.
week, oh, not last week, Saturday, I was pallet wrapped to a St. Andrew's cross, and before we did that, we thought like, oh, it's a dungeon day. Of course, I have scissors everywhere. No, we were like, I wanted to make sure we had them like ready.
Yeah.
So, that's it.
I think the biggest thing is to make sure that you're definitely risk aware. Like, I know from I do run a femdom club. I do so many things. I run a
I know.
femdom club night now, and one of the things I had to do, because it's held in a sex club, is I had to do risk aware like assessments. Like you have to do. I know it sounds crazy for a kink event,
No,
doesn't it?
yeah, totally.
But like like in England we have Kosh and we have like Ridor, which are like products that you use. You have to do a risk assessment on the products, like if you've got alcohol around or you've got cleaning products, and same with activities. So
Mhm.
I've definitely been very risk aware as I've got. Don't get me wrong, I've played risk aware. Shit happens with some people, and very well known masochists, where I've told them the risks, but they still choose to play harder. But there's been very few people that I've done that with. But I think it's very important that when you're building a scene is to think about absolutely everything that could go wrong and being prepared for that, because otherwise, if you're running around trying to find scissors and some guy's dangling from the ceiling,
Yeah,
you're kind of going to be in trouble.
I love being in the moment, but I'm a chess player, so I
Yeah.
like to see what comes next. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
What comes next? Yeah.
See all angles, and so to make sure, I get my queen. So, all right, let's move it on. All right, fear. We're still talking about fear. Okay. I was gonna ask this question to some other doms, but I think you're the only one who can really answer it. How do you instill fear without laying any implement on them, without touching them, without, what are your techniques to instill fear in them without ever touching them?
I think I definitely, so for example, like I have a wooden floor in my dungeon, and yeah, I've had a couple of like women over and it creaks. And they're like, why didn't you just get like a better underlay so it doesn't creak? And I'm like, you really underestimate that when I've got a guy on his knees waiting, because I like to reset, like have them in, I have a chat. They go, right, go and take your clothes off in the bathroom. There's a shelf for your stuff. Come back in front into the room naked and be on your knees in a slave waiting position in front of my throne. And then I'll re-enter the room. So I go into my dressing room and I re-enter. And I like that reset. And I think that reset builds suspense, and the creaking floor as I slowly strut along the room with the high heels on or whatever. I think that really builds an air of atmosphere like,
Yeah.
holy fuck, this is about to happen.
I mean,
So
heels on a floor, heels on a wooden floor do wonders.
yeah,
Even
and the
so,
creaking as I'm coming along, and I might go to like my rack first, and they're down on their knees and they've got their head down, and I'm jangling things like off the rack, like there's a collar, here's a leash. They don't know what I'm grabbing. Like
yeah,
I'm walking around, then I might walk around them, and they can't see. They might like have their head is on the floor. So really like to set that up where they're in the slave waiting position, and I slowly come in and introduce the scene and move around a little, make a few little noises, creaky floor, jangled cuffs. And I really feel like that builds a bit of air of suspense, like, holy fuck, what's she gonna do to me?
yeah, the heels on wood are no, they're transcendent. And even the flip side of that too. So when every night, I dress up in a French maid outfit, full on petticoat and everything, no
Oh.
wig or makeup or anything. Just to give him foot massage, a leg and foot massage before bed, right? And I go all the way back, So, but the heels, the one thing that she always says is, because as soon as I hear those heels on the wooden kitchen floor, she's like, it's over. Yeah. So
It's over. Game over.
total surrender. You demand it. What's the moment in the session when you know you've truly broken through?
I've had so tears has definitely got to be. I mean, even if it's not. So like I play a lot with my lifestyle partner. We've started playing in the last 2 years. I'd say we've been together 6 years. Um, we've started playing, and I've started carrying this over into some of my other sessions, where usually crying would be where I would stop. Obviously, there's safe words and stuff in place, but uh, the crying would be where I would stop. But actually, some people it's cathartic release, and some people it's pain. Some people it's just emotional. So, I think if you can break through and make a man cry, I feel like they're definitely surrendering on a very deep emotional level.
Definitely. Definitely. Now you're always dressed impeccably. Heels, stockings, gloves, designer. Okay, I'm going to take myself out just so people can look at
Have a Union Jack. This is Libidex, a custom made Libidex latex dress. They made it for me for the Fetish Weekend London too, and I did a shoot with this with Tommy O from Florida. And I'm looking forward to put that on the website. But yeah, it's a custom made. They've not done this dress for. They do a Union Jack dress, but they made this one for me custom. So
that is beautiful, and you look beautiful in it. I have to say. All right, where's the comment? All right, you just perfect. All right, so how would you describe your style?
Oh, okay. How would I describe my style?
Fashion.
Yeah, I think I do dress quite elegantly. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm definitely the last few years leaned into more rubber. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a rubber fetishist. I love the way it looks for me. I have the curves for it, obviously, and I like the way it makes me. It outlines my curves. I'm not one of these people to wear baggy latex, really. But I definitely have leaned more into wearing rubber recently because I like the way it looks on me. So I definitely would say I lean very much into fetish materials. I definitely love the elegant, tight shapes of clothing. So I'd definitely say I lean more into the elegance than sort of like punky or anything like that. A bit of a Barbie girl, I guess, really, like a very elegant Barbie.
All right. All right. What is wannabe sub approaches you? What's the one single most important thing that he must understand?
His own boundaries.
Okay. Yeah.
because I'm sure any other pro dom watching this, or they must get the applications that say, I'll do anything for you, mistress. I'll do anything that you say. And they never, ever, ever mean that. In fact, they are that whenever somebody says that, I mean, I've got guys that say that to me now who I've known for years, that's fine. But I mean, on initial application, somebody who comes to me for the first time and says, I'll do anything you want, mistress, they never mean it. It's a fantasist, and they don't have any idea about, or they haven't educated themselves on their boundaries or what they really truly want to explore. And that says to me that they aren't taking it seriously. And I'm not saying that kink has to be serious, but they're coming into a dungeon with somebody they've never met, who's going to have control of their body, of their mind for a period of time. And they need to understand, at least if they go, I always encourage them to go to my website, look at what I do, look at what I offer, and pick 5 things that you think you might like to try, and at least start there. But if they don't understand what they at least want to at least try, and they just want to go with, oh no, I just want to do whatever you want, I'd never take that seriously. They must understand what direction they at least want to start in.
Okay. All right. I gotta find a question. Okay. Excuse me. Fear. Here we are. Hmm. Speaking of limits, how do you intuitively sense a sub's hard limits before they even uttered them?
Body language. So I feel, so if you're doing something, so it's a bit tough, because when psychologically it's a bit tougher, because you kind of have to really know. And I always err on the side of caution with people's limits with the first maybe few sessions, because it's very tough sometimes to say, like for humiliation, for example, if it's such a diverse, you might find it humiliating to be bent over and fucked, the next guy finds it arousing, and the next one finds it empowering, whatever. But I feel like psychologically it's a lot more difficult. But with physical stuff, it's definitely their body language. Like, are they curling their toes? Are they gripping their fists? Are their eyes rolling? Are they crying? Like, I feel like if you really can try and read somebody's body language, then that, and try and be empathic with. I'm a big believer of reading energy, and I know that sounds a bit cheesy, but
No, I totally believe that. I'm on for
yeah.
that.
So I feel
And it
like if you can
works.
feel the energy that comes from them, yes. So I feel like body language and their energy, but when it comes to things like psychologically, I really would err on the side of caution to start off with. I had a guy once, he was really into heavy degradation. He wanted to lick shit from a toilet bowl, and once he'd done it and he'd come at the end, he really started crying and was really ashamed of himself, and really sad how because he was so into it. And I was really enjoying doing it with him. But then when he finished, and obviously the ghost was out of him, as I like to call it, he was really upset with, the semen. Once the ghost has left him, once the white ghost has left him, that he really was ashamed of himself. And I kind of said, I gave him a hug and was like, look, this doesn't identify you. This doesn't make you part of it's part of your sexuality. It doesn't mean that you're a dirty, bad person. And try to really reassure him. But when he left there, I thought, wow, that was kind of wild, because he really seemed into it, but then he seemed so ashamed with himself afterwards. So I think psychologically it's a lot more difficult, but physically much easier.
All right. So aftercare. After all of this, every dom has different aftercare. Every sub, responds to aftercare differently.
They do.
What are your aftercare rituals?
So I think when I finish a scene, like I said, I start a scene where they undress, they come into the room, I go out, I come in. I end it similarly, in the sense of I'll ask them to go and shower and change, and then we come back in. It's like, would you like a coffee? I always have some biscuits, sorry, cookies, Americans. I have some cookies and some chocolate, and I offer them a coffee or a cold drink, and ask them to just sit with me for 5 to 10 minutes, even if quite often than not it's additional session times. Sometimes it's after the session, I might not allow for it in the session time, just to sit with me and have a vanilla conversation. Like we're coming back down to earth. We're two people here in a room together. You know, we've played, and this is just some downtime. If it's been a particularly hard scene, I don't just intuitively hug them. I always want to hug them, but I ask if if they want to hug, because some people don't want contact, but some people
Yeah.
do like contact. So I always like to give a hug or a cuddle and just say, so they know it's come from a good place. Like if I've really hurt them, they're bleeding or they're on the floor crying, I want them to know that I've done it. It's not coming from a place of anger or I hate men or anything like that. I want them to know that here I am, I see you, I'll give them a hug. And I'm sure if any of my boys are watching this, they'll know I always check in the next day. Always. I don't wait for them to email
Yes.
me and catch up. I
That
just
means a
text
lot.
them. Yeah.
It
Text
does.
them or email them and say, how are you? How was your day? How are you feeling after yesterday?
All right, let's move it along. Let's check out what's in the chat. Let's see what people say. A lot of people are saying, greetings, the most magnificent goddess Tess, this lowly slave bows down at your divine feet. And thanks for gracing us, unworthy beings, with your glorious presence.
You're most welcome.
Furry Bang She says, how many slap you need to red our cheek? Okay.
This is so different for everybody, because I always get a guy going, I want to really do one impact play, but I can't be marked. And it's like, well, even a hand spanking, if you're doing it quite intensely, can still mark. So, and everybody's skin is different. I've got people that I could hit with a cane, and within 2 days the marks are gone. But one person would be hit with a cane and it'd be gone within 7 days. So, to answer your question, I have no idea, because it all depends on your skin type.
Okay. Chris Pickles says, happy Thanksgiving. What's up, Chris? Stan Vladimir is going to ask the Stan question. If you could have any superpower, what would it be, and how would you use it in your kinky life?
Telekinesis.
Oh,
Definitely. I would love that.
can you imagine? You could just go like this, go in a
Yep. Move
dress.
things around. Like I'll just sit in my throne and be
you could bring clothes to like the bank, and like you're like asking for a loan, and then all of a sudden they're a sissy maid outfit because you moved the sissy maid clothes onto their body.
Yes, I would love that. I was a massive Charmed fan growing up, and watching Prue with telekinesis was like, oh my god, I need this superpower.
Speaking of telekinesis, the Tomorrow People, it's a Brit show, the BBC show. Yeah. It's about telekinesis. Yeah. Anyway, PDS, do you enjoy domestic servitude? I think we covered that. If you
I
do,
do, absolutely.
Can you tell us some of the most degrading things you've done to a slave involving domestic servitude?
So I had a guy cleaning my toilet. So odd for me, because degradation, that was the guy who was licking shit from it. It was part of a play session. This was in domestic servitude. For me, degradation does always revolve around toilets. I don't know why. It's just the way my brain works. But
it's a good go-to for degradation. Toilets.
Right?
Yeah.
What could be more degrading than it's involving something that has had so much waste in it? So he was cleaning my toilet. I came to inspect it. He was still scrubbing at it. He wasn't doing a very good job. So I put his head in the toilet and flushed it. And then when he dragged himself up, there was toilet water everywhere. So I made him suck it up with a straw.
Oh.
He didn't get a mop. He got a straw.
Oh, no. All right. Next question. Next question. This is Stan. He does the artwork and everything like that. The banner, I sent you the banner for the show, and you gave the heart, which is beautiful. He asks, what advice would you give to somebody who is trying to find their dominant, submissive side for their partner?
So what do they mean? Trying to find
dominant or submissive.
Dominant or submissive.
Yeah,
okay.
Instead of probably a typo.
And they're kinky and they're not. I guess we should assume that.
They're trying to figure out what their partner is. What I did with yeah. What advice would you give?
What did you do?
I shared porn. True love is not having to clear your browser history.
Yes. Yeah, I guess porn is a good place to start, because I must admit, before I did this, 10 years I've been a pro dom now. I used to find porn quite threatening as a female, and I think a lot of females do, because I don't think they understand it. I think they think that porn is there and the guy is watching it, and there must be some guys that do watch it and think, oh, I'd really love to have that hot woman in my life. But realistically, most guys, and as a woman who produces porn now, found on porn, is that it's a sex tool. It's just like a
Yes,
dildo. It's a
100%.
dildo. It's like a dildo. It's like an outfit. It's part of a scene. So I think if you can try and get that across to the woman first before you introduce them to porn particularly, then that is a good place to start. And
Yeah,
because
get her out
I
right from the gate,
yes.
right from the start, because there's no like worries like,
There's
oh,
no,
what if they find out?
I'm not showing you this because I want that hot dom. I want you to be the dom, and you know what I mean?
Yes,
Rather than, yeah, I definitely
I'm
think
putting
that's a good way.
myself in the subs
Yeah.
position.
Yes,
Yes,
exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
living through them.
Yeah. Vicariously through this video.
PDS, do you have a human footstool currently at your
I
feet,
wish
Doc?
I did. No, I've not. I've just got
Oh wait, let
no.
me take myself out so you can.
I've just got bare feet. No human footstool, unfortunately. I mean, I have my Louboutins here just in case I had to put these on, but no footstool, unfortunately. Lacking footstools.
None 67. Hi, mistress. Such a fan. Just want to know if you enjoyed ruined
I
orgasms. Any
fucking love
creative ways to ruin an orgasm?
So I've never really it's my favorite kind of orgasm. If they're going to have any, it's got to be ruined. So creative ways. This is again so subjective for different men, because some men. So you can, for me, when you get to know a penis and
I
you
gotta
put
take
your
my.
hand around the when you put your hand around the base of a penis, you can kind of feel when the pelvic floor muscles start to contract. So you can start to feel when the orgasm comes. So if you have your hand around the base and you're then and you're stimulating the tip and everything, and you start to feel it, that will be the time to release, because the premise of a ruined orgasm is to ensure that the cum kind of dribbles out and doesn't shoot out, so it kind of lessens the shot. So you get the physical ejaculate, it doesn't shoot out so much, but it psychologically you haven't released. So it's that balancing act of trying to do that. So I always make sure I have a hand around the base of the cock to try and feel for that. It's not foolproof, but it does kind of work, particularly if you know the guy well. But yeah, ruined orgasm is my favorite. I've had probably about half a dozen over the 10 years where I've fully nailed it and they haven't even realized they've come. It's just physically happened, and psychologically they haven't even realized they've
Yeah.
ejaculated. And I love that. That just, it's like, ha ha.
I How would you say ruined orgasms add to the control that you will have in the future of this?
Much more, make men much more subservient, because psychologically it hasn't clicked. So it's just a physical thing, and psychologically it's still building. So, and as a chastity advocate who has I've got 4 of them locked in. One of them's on a permanent chastity contract. One of them has been in chastity permanently since last October, so over a year now. The other one's coming in and out of it a little bit depending on their lifestyle, but because they work and travel and stuff. So I'd say the longer that the orgasm is denied, the more subservient the man becomes. 100%.
Let's talk about chastity. You have 4 people locked up now. Plastic, silicone, or metal?
Metal, without a doubt.
Man,
Because it
what's the
looks like
longest?
it looks like a tiny jail cell for a penis.
Yes, it is. Yeah, like I
That's
have
why I like
bars.
the metal look. I love the metal look. And also, preferably, and I have taken probably about 5 men now in the last 10 years, PA locked through the Prince Albert, because there is just no escape from that.
No, there's no.
There is no
I'm
escape from
terrified
that.
of that, right?
I love that. And that makes it even better for me that you're terrified.
All right. What about what famous person would you love to keep as a chastity slave? Or not even let me just put it this way. What famous person would you love to keep as a chastity slave? And what famous person would you love to put a chastity on and throw away the keys?
Oh, okay. So Henry Cavill as a chastity slave. Oh my God.
All right, yeah.
So hot. And I think to lock up and throw away the key, Seth Rogen. Yes. I think that would be great.
He may like it in a weird way. No, he's like, no, I can hear him now. No, I wouldn't.
No.
Oh, okay. This is great. Hi, mistress. Just ruined out. Okay. Okay. If you could make your own kinky toy, what would it be and how would it be used?
Ooh, if I could make my own kinky toy. Wow, that's quite an intense question.
That's a good question, Stan. Bring that one up
That is a good
in the
question.
future.
That is a good question. I think it'd be something maybe impact play orientated. But are we talking pure fantasy here? Because if we're talking pure fantasy, it would be a whip made of maybe something, maybe like a whip made with needles or something that didn't absolutely obliterate a guy, or it had magic healing powers. Because I like needle play. I'm getting a little bit more into medical play, and I don't get to do needles nearly enough. It's kind of done on guys that just have been with me a really long time and let me do as I please. But I really love the idea of having a whip that had needles. I've got a whip that's made of fishing wire, and that's pretty brutal. I've only used it 3 times, and you really have to just flick with it. You can't go full hell for leather because it would just completely tear somebody apart. But I think if I was to make one, I would love to make one that was made of like little hypodermic needles that didn't absolutely.
Yeah.
And people wonder why I've got such a bad reputation for being
Especially
a sadist.
you give them to like recovering addicts. You flog recovering addicts.
Yes, the irony.
You gotta get off that methadone. You gotta get your life together. This is the only needles you use. Yeah, I struggled, so yeah, I can joke about it. Well, okay. Stan Vladimir has another question. What would be for you the most sadistic thing you've ever would say or say like that's too much or do that you would even, for me it's something with the eyes. So what's the most things
what you mean what I've had request or what I would consider the most sadistic? What I've had requested maybe.
Sure, let's go with that.
I had a guy that wanted me to crucify him, like full on put the nails through, because I used to have a big wooden cross in my dungeon, and he wanted me to full on crucify his wrists and his feet like Jesus. And I was like, no, I don't think we can do that. Can you imagine if you got it in the wrong, even if it was like, even if it was something you could consider, if you got it in the wrong place, you'd use the loose, your hands would be no use anymore. Like, so that's probably one of the pretty extreme requests I've had. And I was like, no, that's too much. I mean, I was kind of thinking maybe you could do the hand, but again, it's not something you could learn from somebody. I've been a big advocate over the years of making sure that I'm shown something that's quite extreme like that, or like needle. I didn't do needles until I was shown by a nurse, like a doll who used to be a nurse. So I think if I was going to be, I'd have to be shown that. And there's nobody out there doing crucifying people. So I don't think, I think that's the most extreme.
Let's talk about London Fetish Weekend.
Yes.
Tell us.
So the Fetish Weekend London will be in Easter weekend. It's going to involve a kinky bus ride around London with a DJ and a bar on site, so you can wear your leather and latex and go on a bus ride around London. So a little bit of like exposure to London, which would be nice. And then it's going to have workshops. We've got the Fetish Fair, which is going to be run by Charm School. So Charm School are running they're like a kinky Itsy. So it's Charm School with a K. They're running the fashion fair, the fashion shows and the Fetish Fair. So you'll be able to buy all your kinky outfits and your toys and everything in the daytime, which is on the Friday and the Saturday. We're also running workshops so you can learn things like impact play. We've got a shibari artist coming in. We've got a lady teaching you about domestic discipline. We have somebody from the queer community talking about how you can fit, if you're finding yourself wanting to get more involved in the queer community, how you can inject yourself into that environment. We've got so many different diverse people coming to do teaching, male and female. So it's run by 2 femdoms, but it's going to be inclusive of male and female teachers and stuff like that. And then we're going to have 2 big parties, Friday night and Saturday night. We're going to have the ball on the Saturday night, which is going to be Great Britannia theme. It's going to be very, think Britpop, like the Jerry Halliwell, very bringing the fun of the 90s back to a kinky into a kinky environment and making it very British. Because we've got at the moment, we've got like a lot of sort of negativity around the English flag. And I really feel like there was a time where it was fun and it was
Oh my God. Yeah.
it was not so serious, and I really feel like these groups that have claimed the flag and it's added that negativity, we want to take it back, and we want to make it about fun and an era where it was just so glamorous and everybody was having a good time. And so we're doing that on a Saturday night, and then obviously because it's run by two femdoms, we are having a femdom twist to it. On the Sunday afternoon, we're having a femdom high tea, so there'll be slaves eating at our dog bowls and the women having their tea, and then a little play party afterwards. So whilst it's still very much a fetish weekend London, we're just adding a tiny little femdom twist to it as well.
That's so beautiful. Oh my God.
But we haven't had a fetish weekend now for 7 years, so it's time to put London back on the fetish map. I really want to make it so people come to London. I want people to come from America and Canada. We've got people coming over from Europe, and I really want to drag those people from all corners of the earth and put it back on the map. Berlin has a fetish weekend. Prague has a fetish weekend. I really think we deserve to have a fetish weekend again.
I got to get to London. I have to get to London. It's something I've always dreamed of. I was supposed to go decades ago. I got hit by a drunk driver that derailed things. Well, I'll get there.
You should come to Fetish Weekend London.
All right, let's move it along. We're at a kind of whimsical part of the show. Rapid fire kink advice. Miss Tess, rapid fire kink advice. Okay. You restrain someone up and their arm goes numb. What do you do?
Untie them.
Okay. Rapid fire kink advice. The sub shows up way too high. What do you do?
Give him a glass of water and tell him we're not going to play.
Okay. Rapid fire kink advice. A sub met someone else online. Wants to give them all their money. What do you tell them?
Give them the money. You're not there to give them lifestyle advice. They're like casinos. They don't check your bank balance when you walk in. If they want to give them the money, they should give them the money.
All right. Rapid fire kink advice. A sub just keeps on talking about politics that you do not agree with. It doesn't stop. How do you address it?
Shh. Kink isn't a place for politics.
All right. A dom or a kinkster, is talking about robbing another sub, doing something illegal. What do you do?
Tell them that's going to be a really bad move for their reputation, and it's really not ethical.
All right. AI and kink. How are you evolving with AI?
Oh, I hate AI. I'm really kind of sad about AI. I must admit, I have used ChatGPT a little bit. I've got chicken and a lemon and some tarragon. How do I make dinner?
Oh yeah.
And I have used it even to. I've actually put myself in there. It says, "What do you know about Mistress Tess?" I've asked it some very silly questions, and I've sometimes used it a little bit. But for me, AI is kind of scary. I kind of feel like as a content creator, and I mean, a large portion of my profession is in-person sessions, which will always be that way because I love connections, but I do make content, and it is a very big portion of my income still. And I feel like in 10 years content creation will be all AI and it will not be authentic, and that kind of worries me.
It does, especially because I notice it now. And gooners, let's think of an eye from the mind of a gooner, right? They got they're horny, they're impulsive, they're probably alone. They have limited amount of time, right? They're looking for whatever,
and they can now create whatever their spark creates.
Whatever sparks them. So
yeah. And I mean, and that's nice in a way, but I feel like I still feel like they should lean in to do it with somebody real or somebody who can add a passion to it. I feel like AI takes the passion out of it.
Yeah, it takes the humanity out.
The humanity out of it, exactly.
Yeah. It's making us less human.
Yes, it's like saying there's not a place for cartoons and there's only a place for real action TV. There is a place for cartoons, and we have adult cartoons like South Park and Family Guy and stuff like that. There's
the new South Park's on fire this season. Holy moly!
I know. Did you see the ketamine episode? Oh my god!
No, I didn't see it.
You've got to watch it. Anyway, it's just so funny. They give Towley to Trump as a gift, and he.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah. I saw that one. And he's just hanging in the bathroom, like a used cum rag.
Yes.
Like imagine if your cum rag could talk.
Yeah, terrible.
All right, let's move it along.
I believe there's a place for there's a place for it, but I feel like it's heavily going to be abused, and it's going to take the passion and creativity from a person like myself, and that worries me.
You know what? Have some fun. Next time you get a telemarketer, just answer with AI. It'll just drive you crazy. It'll drive them crazy. It'll make you laugh. All right. Would you rather? Would you rather? All right. It has to be one or the other. Mistress Tess, it can't be either. I know you're a very powerful person and you could have it all, but for this game, it's one or the other.
Okay, I gotta choose. Okay.
All right.
You're making the
Heels
dom
or boots?
choose.
Heels or boots?
Heels.
Heels or boots? Session that is all psychological or just all physical?
All physical.
Oh, okay. Would you rather do a new kink or do the standards?
Oh, new
Do a new
kink.
kink you've never tried before or do the standards?
New kink.
All right. Would you rather have a detailed plan session or a spontaneous session that kind of just happens?
Spontaneous.
Really?
Okay. Yeah. I don't plan any session that's less than 4 hours. Never. I always go in, feel the vibe. I might have like a couple of ideas about what pieces of furniture to use, but in terms of activities, I've got their list. I know what I like doing, and I don't plan. I like to be spontaneous because it makes me feel more not in control. That's the wrong word. It makes me feel like I'm doing what I feel like I want to do in that moment, and not what I planned yesterday. But today I might not feel exactly like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. All right. Would you rather, Mistress Tess, would you rather sensory deprivation, blindfold, earplugs, or sensory overload, feathers, ice, music, hot wax?
Overload.
Overload. Okay. Now, you are incredibly impressive. It's amazing. So it's enchanting how impressive you are. So that means you take care of yourself. You take care of yourself. And ever since the liver transplant, I'm on this discipline kick of every morning I have to do certain things, self-care
Yes.
rituals. You know what I mean? I don't want to go through mine and bore you with mine, but what are your self-care rituals?
So I always make sure believe it or not, I'm really bad at being a girl. I'm a mechanical engineer by qualification. I've got a mechanical engineering degree. I did that for the first 10 years of my career. And so I was one of the boys. I didn't put makeup on very much. I didn't wear clothes. I always had a heel fetish, but no, I did wear clothes, but I didn't wear girly clothes. So
you went to work naked?
I used to go to work in like a boiler suit. So, I didn't really ever wear a girly clothes. So I guess for me now it's learning, because I have to wear makeup, to have a nice face routine. So make sure I cleanse, tone, moisturize, have that. I also do a gratitude check. So what am I grateful for today? 3 things that I'm most grateful for. Because I feel like that really helps ground me.
Yes.
And then
I'm gonna add that. Come on.
yeah, and then also I think I've got 2 horses, and I think for me my biggest self-care and escapism outside of kink, not that I need to escape kink, but it's something that's purely for me, and I can only think of me and the animal at that time, is riding the horses. So I ride every single day. When I'm at home, I ride every single day because I've got 2, so both need riding. So I ride every single day. So self-care for me is going to see the animals and going to be with the horses.
Speaking of horses, I gotta show you this. You're gonna love it. Submiss Ann. I had a Submiss Ann on my show, and she has a great new book.
Oh yeah.
Pony Play. It's a 3rd edition. It's beautiful. It's not everything with the cost, stuff like gating and everything like that, but it's like her story.
Yeah.
It's there's an emotional character, like emotional thing that resonates through the book, which is pretty amazing. Anybody who's into pony play or just literally the love of horses, because horse people are unique, right? There's a certain fire, certain passion to horse people that other
there's a lot of equestrians there are a lot of dom equestrians. It's really quite surprising. It's like a synergy between, I guess, because with the horses you have to be dominant. You have to be dominant. They're a herd animal, and they have to have an alpha. And so to master riding a horse and being in tune with the horse, you've got to be dominant. So I feel like there's really a synergy between being equestrian and being a dom.
Oh God, yeah, I know. Especially in England, there's a lot of especially in England. Also, but out in California and Arizona and like on the West Coast and everything like that, in the Southwest, a lot of the doms, they all own horses, or they own human horses.
Yeah.
Or both.
I'm so sad. I've only had one in my 10 years. And he is still with me. I don't see him as much at the moment. He's just changed careers. So he's doing a little bit of he's concentrating on that. And that's fine. I see him, every couple of months or whatever. But I've literally been on his shoulders riding through a cornfield, like with a gag in his mouth. And I've set up jumps in the garden, and he's eating out of a bucket, and I've groomed him, and I put a little rug on him and everything. And I loved it. But I've just, as in the question, I don't know if there's just not many human ponies in England, but I'm just not attracted to as many as I thought I would.
You mentioned a couple times, this is off book, but like you mentioned a couple times that like some subs kind of they change their lifestyle. They get read, they do something else. There's a woman. Shout out to Mistress Claudia. We tell a story often. We had this guy. She had a sub who like built this toilet coffin contraption and stuff like that. Or just like, and we had a whole show about just like losing subs and the pain that it goes. They try to go to this vanilla life. They're doing the most wildest stuff in the dungeon, yet they're trying to they actually leave and go to cut everything off. And I'm not living this kink lifestyle anymore.
Yeah.
Does that work, and how do you deal with stuff like that?
That never works.
I didn't think so.
It never works. Every single time I've had guys go, you know what, I'm going to put this back in the box. I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I need to just concentrate on having a vanilla life, or I'm getting married, or I'm going to have a baby, and it's going to change me, and I'm done with this. It never works. They always come back. I feel like, all right, there might be a handful of guys that did just do this to experiment, and it just definitely wasn't for them. I think I've had 2 or 3 guys over the years just walk out, just stop a scene and go, I'm sorry, I've tried this and I was new, and it's just not for me. But I mean, the guys that I've seen regularly and I know have played regularly, and they go, you know what, my wife's pregnant and I really just need to give this up, or I'm done and I'm whatever. It never stays. They always come back. They cannot suppress it. I feel like people think this is just, I think they deny themselves a lot. I think, we were talking about, it really makes you feel like you learn yourself and you're authentic. Mm-hmm. I think they're in denial about how much of a big part of this is them. Yes. And they deny themselves, and then they always come back.
That's why I embrace it. I can't go back.
You can't suppress it. I can't ever imagine my life without this now. It's like non-negotiable. Even my lifestyle, because when I got my partner, he was actually a client. We met he was a client, and he'd been in a relationship with a woman who goes to church 5 times a week. Just wild. And as we were navigating the beginning of our relationship, my ex wasn't really into it. He was just kinky, but he didn't really want to do it as a lifestyle. I said to him outright, I really want to explore the lifestyle, and the more I've done it, the more I've gone, this is just non-negotiable. The more I've explored, the more I want it. Like, it's just such a big part of me now.
Sunshine, my key holder and producer of the show, says, what an honor it is to have you on the podcast. We genuinely appreciate you for taking the time out to sit with Nicholas for his interview. Stan asks, permanent chastity, what happens if it's required to go to the hospital and needs to be removed?
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I've had this guys ask me this before. Realistically, all chastity devices can, and I have actually done this, be cut off. I mean, even my partner with the PA piercing one, and I have 5 guys I've taken, like I said, for PA piercings. Even those can be drilled out, and I'm sure hospitals have equipment to do that. So permanent chastity is never really going to be 110% permanent unless you're going to weld that thing to the skin.
So your husband is in permanent chastity?
Yes, he's in a PA piercing one. Yes,
he's in a Prince Albert permanent chastity. Do you ever let him release? Ever?
6 times last year.
Oh, okay. So you're just he's always in chastity.
And 4 of which of those were ruined. So 2, one nice one on his birthday and one nice one on Valentine's.
Oh,
last year. Okay. This year on Valentine's, I took him for a vasectomy.
So that goes to my next question. First of all, Mistress Slave 7, your husband, and then we have, why was the Slave 7 castrated?
He was not castrated. He had a vasectomy.
Vasectomy.
And he is not
clear this up.
Yeah. If castration's cutting his balls off,
Yeah.
definitely did not do that. He's had a vasectomy, which means he cannot have babies anymore, for people who don't know what that means. But no, he's not my husband. No, we're not married.
All right, platforms. I always throw this in there. Platforms are always changing. What platforms are giving you the most love these days?
Twitter. Even though it's changing so much at the moment, it is still, I get a lot of my business, a lot of session requests, inquiries.
And we were talking, we orchestrated a lot of this
exactly.
week.
Twitter is definitely, I'm on so many platforms, but I do that to strengthen my brand.
Yes, me too.
Instagram I get nothing from because it's so censored. It's so difficult. I mean, I've sometimes just had me in latex being taken off there.
Yes.
Or me holding a guy's face has been taken off there.
What?
Like a close-up. Yeah, it's so censored. I just do it to strengthen the brand. But for me, Twitter is where I'm the strongest social that I have.
Okay.
And I'm everywhere. I'm on FetLife, Twitter, Instagram. I'm on a couple of like kinky, like Chirp and Seeking Arrangement for meeting guys as well. And I've got yeah, I'm on a lot of platforms, but that's definitely the one that gives me the most.
All right.
And I post the most too.
I asked this to everybody, and I am very interesting about and I'm going to take myself out for the answer.
Okay.
So it's just going to be you, so
Okay.
everyone can watch. All right. Mistress Tess, let's say that you have endless resources. You can go anywhere in the world with anyone you want. What is your ultimate kinky fantasy?
Oh my goodness. I think I'll circle back to me mentioning about not having many human ponies. And there was a Femdom erotica that I once read that my human pony recommended to me, where women would go and pick up guys in bars with the pretense that they were going to sleep with them. They would drug them and take them back to their farm and then create a human pony, I guess, like a compound where the guys were they were put in permanent arm binders, and their arms were made into like saddles, and they were milked every day to make sure that they were completely free of semen. And the women would ride them everywhere. They'd ride them to the stores, and they'd ride them to the children were riding them to school. That's how deep this fantasy book was. I can't remember what it was called. It is on Kindle. It's on the Kindle. It's on Amazon Kindle. But I would love to have some sort of femdom compound like that, where men were fully, a bit like Gynarchy Governance, but on a full scale, where men were fully subservient to, in the middle of the countryside. And it could be England. I mean, I do quite like England. It's quite consistent in terms of climate and no creepy crawlies and all those sorts of things. So I would love to have a fully, bit like the OWK really, a fully fashioned female dominant compound where men were fully subservient to women's needs and did every single thing that they needed to do to make the women's lives easier. And I'm happy for it to be in England because I'm British and I quite like the country that I live in. So, but I would love to have the disposable income to make it huge and have my own stables that were full of male human ponies and have men running around doing the electricity and making the electricity work like in a hamster wheel, it being fully a femdom compound. Although it would be nice if England was a little bit sunnier, so it could be warm. So maybe I would have it somewhere like Spain if I was going to go to it somewhere a bit warmer all year round. But yeah, I would love to have a fully slave-orientated femdom compound that had to involve human ponies.
I was seeing pictures. I was seeing pictures in my mind. All right. Rapid fire recommendations. They don't have to be kink related, and they don't have to be the be all end all of who you are. They're just recommendations. Like you like this. So I'm gonna start it off. Recommend a film.
Oh, The Sanctuary. Sanctuary, I think it's called Sanctuary. It is a kink film. It's Sanctuary. Good. Sanctuary. Okay. It's really good. I think just Sanctuary. Okay. Yeah, it's on Amazon. It's really good, and it's just two people in the whole film, and it's a constant power. I only watched it last weekend again. I've seen it so many times. It's so good. It's a constant switch between her being in charge as the dominatrix, him being in charge as the millionaire, and it's just very interesting, the power dynamic and how it ends.
All right,
it's very good.
Check that out. I was watching this movie. It's a Japanese movie from I think 2022. And make sure it's a Japanese version. It's not a Tubi original. It's called Safe Word. It's got an exclamation point. And wow, I was blown away. Oh my God. Just we had this weekend because my queen loved it so much and just Yeah, we next door, just right in the couch. So, all right, all right. You recommend the film. Recommend a song.
Ooh. I Remember by Cascade is my favorite song.
Oh, okay.
But I was listening to before this when we were sort of like looking at things. So I was like, Rocket Queen by Guns N' Roses.
All right.
I love that song as well.
What song do you use to play before you get to a session? Do you have certain?
Ooh, I have several. I'm a massive Depeche Mode fan, so I've seen them 7 times. So I've seen them in Paris, I've seen them in Scotland, I've seen them in England. So I'm a massive Depeche Mode fan. So Personal
You're a massive
Jesus,
Depeche Mode fan?
yes.
I got something for you. All right, check this out. So, yeah, we did a show, Nico Noir and the Commandant. We did a show
Wow.
just about Depeche Mode. We went through their
Yeah.
whole discography and why they should be played in dungeons and everything like that. Do you
They
have a
are the
favorite song to sing
perfect
to?
dungeon soundtrack. Like Dave is definitely a very kinky guy.
Martin Gore is naturally kinky first. And Christmas, they said Christmas Island is the best Depeche Mode song to flog to. Do you agree with that?
No.
No. Oh,
No, stripped.
stripped. Oh, okay. All right.
Let me strip you to the core.
Yeah. Okay.
Definitely.
All right. Rapid fire recommendations. Recommend a book.
Ooh. What did I read? I watched Sleep. I read Sleeping Beauty by Anna Rice recently. Have you read that?
Oh yeah, Anne Rice.
Yeah, Anne Rice.
That's
Yeah,
amazing. Yeah.
that was a good book. I need to read the second two, but I've read the first one recently. I don't get a lot of time to read, unfortunately. I love reading, but I don't get a lot of time to read. But I read that recently.
Well, I would highly recommend my book, Your Kinky Friend.
I'm gonna go right at it.
But also, please, like a real detailed story about how the transformation. Really, please read The Coolest Way to Kill Yourself. That's how I became Nicholas Tanek. All right, rapid fire recommendations. Recommend a meal.
Ooh, what, like my favorite cuisine?
Just a meal. Recommend a meal. Hey Nick, you should have
an authentic spaghetti carbonara made with
Oh
raw
yes,
egg
yeah,
and
okay. I know what you're
parmesan. Yeah, that's my signature dish. That's what I always make when somebody comes over because I'm very good at it.
All right, word association game. Now, this is a fun. Think of like being a psychiatrist. I say something, you say the first thing that comes to your head. Okay, there's no wrong answer, Mistress Tess. There's no wrong answer. If I say chastity, you say you could say luck. But if I say chastity, you can say spaghetti. Right? There's no whatever you're thinking about.
Yeah.
The only thing I ask is not the kink shame. We're a cool podcast. We don't. But then there's the jar.
Yeah.
This jar, this is made by I got this jar. It originally was Tangle Blue. I love you, miss you. But Mr. Natasha brought it back. I don't know what's in this jar. There's pieces of paper. So we're in this together. All right.
Okay.
So let's start off.
What? Oh, there you go. Oh.
And Stan, add some things in the chat if you or everybody add some word association in the chat so I could keep this going. All right.
Okay.
Word association game. Chastity.
Key.
Flogging.
Red.
Sploshing.
Messy.
Face slapping.
Hot.
French maid outfits.
Really?
Pegging.
Oh, power.
Double-ended dildos.
The first time I came.
Palette wrap.
Orgasm.
All right. Palette wrap.
Sweaty.
Sweaty. All right. Squirting. Squirting.
What, squirting?
Squirting.
Hot.
The Symbian.
Syrian. Oh, bouncy.
The St. Andrew's Cross.
Oh. Religious.
Fire play.
Smoking.
Knife play.
Scary.
Race play.
What would be the first one that comes to my mind? I would say consensual.
Okay. Ruined orgasms.
Favorite.
All right, let's go into the jar. Alien
Into the jar.
impregnation.
Spicy. Alien
Yeah, that's
impregnation.
spicy. I'm sorry, we got a new camera, a different camera. So
You get those dildos that have the eggs in. I've seen videos of them. I'm like, wow, that's nuts. But I've never tried it.
yeah, people come. I have a friend named Nico. Someone comes up with like a whole script, like a movie. Yeah. All right. Ooh, army fatigues.
Army fatigues. Oh, strict.
Oh, what's in here? Oh, we did this splashing. Oh, lace.
Soft.
Oh, we got some people in the chat. Okay, let's go for it. Oh, we got a bunch. Okay, medical play.
Oh. Oh. I was gonna say blood.
Blood. Ruined orgasms.
Oh, we did that. We did that.
Ball gags.
Quiet.
Worn knickers.
Fragrant.
Sensory deprivation.
Oh. What I was gonna say? Silence.
Puppy play.
Obedient.
Teacher's pet.
Oh, I can't say good boy. I wanted to say good boy.
That's fine. It works. Pay.
Mine.
Mess cleaning.
What's mess cleaning mean?
That could mean I would think either that's like for just cleaning up a mess as a sissy or cleaning up your white ghost off the floor.
Grateful.
Okay. Piss.
Eyes.
Finally, we reached the end. SCAT. Scat.
Chest.
All right. Okay. Let's so we're pretty much over. Let's just you get people together. I love that. Like seriously, a lot of this show is the stuff that really keeps me going, especially when I was sick in the hospital, was seeing kinky people do things and also getting together, really making things happen, getting, and the more the more I'm involved, the more I appreciate it. I love the time and the energy and the effect that it has. So this goes to this question. In what ways can kinky people unite and help each other?
I think, like you said about not kink shaming people, it's really important. Like, I feel like some people are like, there's things I don't do, and I don't do them for various reasons. So I don't do adult baby. I don't do scat. I've explored scat, but I don't do it. And I feel like people can help feel other people united by giving them space to speak about what it is that they're into and not be judgmental. And that you think that that doesn't happen because we're a niche group, we're a minority group, people into kink, but it does still happen. It does still really happen. Like you've had to say it at the beginning of the podcast, and you've said it since, because I know it's not purely kinky people that will watch this, but it does still happen. And I really think people should give each other space to express themselves in whatever way that they feel is important to them and not be judgmental.
What advice would you give to yourself that you wish you learned sooner? Or to somebody else that you wish you'd learned sooner?
Yeah, what advice would I give to somebody that I wish I'd learned sooner? That not to put every single thing that you're doing on social media. Like, to keep yourself a little bit, give yourself a bit of autonomy, like
little mystery.
Don't give a little mystery. Yes, exactly that. Don't put everything. One of my subs very early on told me that you're too open and it's really going to bite you in the ass, and it has. It has on numerous occasions bitten me in the ass. And I think if you could just give yourself a bit of mystery, it will really help you, not only for your mental health, not only for your business, but also in your personal life. I feel like it's
I completely agree, and I'm walking that line because in this show I have to give, like, one of the things is being very vulnerable, being honest about who I am. Then again, there's certain things I don't want to say.
Yeah.
Certain things that's none of your business.
The masses don't need to know.
All right. We're all looking for something. Where do you want your kinky path to take you next?
I would really like, and they don't have, I think I don't know if this is the question you put because I'm kind of, you were very detailed and giving me the pre-information, but I would really like to get, I know I said when I chose physical over the psychological, something that we lack in England is the therapy for people in kink. So I know in America it's a lot more of a larger thing, but in terms of psychology, like for me, I've got a therapy. I've been to see therapists. I was seeing one earlier this year. I've stopped at the moment, but and they have on their website kink friendly, but they're really not.
Mm.
And I would love to, over the next decade, really get involved more in trying to work out how I can learn more psychology in helping people accept themselves. Not psychology in a session like learning their mind and fucking with them and playing with them, but I mean actually accepting who they are and being able to support them in a psychological way, like therapy. And I know there's some courses in the USA that involves that I could do online. So I think I would like to go down the road of really learning how to support people's mental health when it comes to kink.
I cannot agree with you more. Seriously, one of the last therapists I went to, here I am. I guess I'm being a douchebag, but I'm like bragging about because I'm alive. I'm like I just came out of a liver transplant, and
Yeah,
so I'm
you're
like,
feeling alive.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm also like I'm Nicholas Tanek, and I have like a kinky life and kinky friends at a show called Your Kinky Friends. So all I talk about is kink. So I'm in my psychiatrist. I'm talking to the psychiatrist, and I'm just babbling about kink and everything like that. And then something she said was just like, a lot of those people are very broken.
Yeah,
And I was
and
like,
I know, and
I
that is
want to
one of
know.
the
Go ahead.
biggest questions. That is one of the biggest questions I get, or one of the comments I get at the vanilla corruption is, "Oh, it comes from trauma." Like, and I'm not saying that there isn't
Some
a
of it
degree of
does.
people that use this as a version of therapy, or
Mhm.
they've got complex PTSD works that people internalize it and turn it into something positive, and most of us are positive about their sexuality. Like, we're here to fuck. Realistically, we're here to reproduce. So sexuality is a huge part of people's psyche and and their personality. So to convert that into kink and turn it into something positive, there is a group of people that in kink that do that, and that might be a large group, but the misconception that people in kink are only in it because of their trauma is something that I really hate, and I really try and that's why I try and educate people at the vanilla corruption parties. Like, we do a section about talking about the guys that are there. We line them up and say, right, tell me how old you are, how long have you been playing, or how did you get into this? And so they can understand that it might come off. They kept dreaming about Peter Pan stealing them and tying them up when they were a kid, or their babysitter put their feet on them and they realized they liked feet. I want them to feel like it's normalized, and it's not just because people are broken,
Mm.
or it's not because people are broken. And so I hate that comment. So, and I must
I
admit that I've had therapists in the past who have done similar to me, and I've had to break away because I didn't like the way they made me feel about
okay, I feel now. I'm glad I don't feel as much alone as
it.
anymore. So see, this show is like therapy. I think for me
You
and some
said
other
that, and
people.
I love that though, and I love that gives you that that sense of community and that release, and that you're helping people, and I like that. Because
Thank
that's
you.
how I feel as well. I feel
You
like
are.
obviously as a
You are.
prodom, you're helping people. So
You are, and that is a misconception. So, that's another thing. Before my final thing, I forgot to add this magical wand of misconception. What if you What if you were given a wand, Mistress Tess? You have a one shot, one wish to change one misconception about being a femdom, about femdom culture, being a dominatrix. You have the magic wand of misconception. What do you do?
that it's purely about the money. That and like I said, there are gonna be people out there that aren't. But for me and my personal, like the amount of people that just say to me, because I can't give my time to everybody, I'm one person, and obviously that does have to start off with a financial contribution. And the amount of guys that I might entertain a few messages, and then it'll be it's you just I need a tribute or something. You're just about the money, and it's not about the money. If you could just see that if I responded to every single person like yourself for a half an hour, I wouldn't earn any money.
Yes.
So I would love to change the misconception that when I say something like that, it's because I'm only interested in the money. It's not. It's just because I have to conserve my energy for a certain amount of people who also are going to give me my income, because this is my job.
There's
So I'd love to
priority.
change. I would
Simple
love
as
to
that.
change the misconception that people think it's just for the money.
But you think about it this way, even though it's not just about the money, time is too.
Yes. Exactly.
All right. Please complete this sentence. Life is
short.
It definitely is. It's too short. Thank you, Mistress Tess. How can people get in touch with you? How can people support you? What's next?
So I would love to see people at the Fetish Weekend London, because I really want to make it a success and we can grow it this year. Next year
It looks incredible.
We've got a venue capacity of 1,000. Next year we want to get 3,000. The year 2027. So I really want to grow it. I want to bring the community back together in London and make it like a centralized thing. But obviously, to see me for sessions, it's mistress-tess.co.uk. And obviously supporting online platforms, like we said about AI. Like, I have a loyal fans platform, I have an OnlyFans platform. Both of those can be reached by googling my name and the OnlyFans or the loyal fans, and supporting me there, because it's a good way of seeing behind the scenes. If you were looking to research me and see what I'm like in session, I put a lot of session content on those platforms, and I put a lot of like getting to know me stuff. So supporting me online, and definitely coming to Fetish Weekend London.
It looks incredible. I just showed Preaching to the Perverted to a friend of mine, and she's blown away. It's like it made me when I saw the Fetish Weekend information that you sent me, that I just put up, it reminded me of that. And glamorous kinky London, I gotta see it. I gotta get over there. I gotta get over the pond, Mistress Tess.
You have come over.
We'll do shows. I'll do a show.
Yeah, I would love that. I would love to do that.
I'll bring a crew. I'll bring a nice American crew filled with amazing women, and they'll all get it. They'll yes, it'll be great. Yeah, they'll rock it. Thank you, Mistress Tess. Everybody, please go to yourkinkyfriends.com. Listen to us on Spotify. There's more episodes. This episode comes out on Spotify as soon as it's done. It's taken off YouTube. It goes on Spotify. Subscribe to Spotify. You'll get all of it immediately. It'll go up first thing tomorrow, or as soon as I can tomorrow. Get 15% off all inventory at Locked in Lust, right? With offer code YKF. Yes, I highly suggest trying this. Chastity goes here. You put it on your chastity sub, and you could ride it all night long. Squirt. Yeah, it's awesome. It's great. And also I'm on Instagram, Cash App. We do need money, please. Every show could be the last. YKF Tanek, Patreon. My Patreon is,
send him your money.
please. And read a book. Everybody, please read a book. The Coolest Way to Kill Yourself.
I'm gonna go get it.
Your Kinky Friends. Yeah, put my heart into it. And I wouldn't be talking to you if it wasn't for those books. And I especially wouldn't talk to you if it wasn't for John Baku of FetLife, who I just interviewed I interviewed last week. Please check out Spotify for that. Yeah, that was wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. I cannot thank you enough, Mistress Tess. Thank you for everything. Everybody out there, be cool, be kind, keep an open mind. Take care. I gotta get to London.
You have.
I want to hit London and there's the chef. Oh wow. Kinky